Got it right, man.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, y'all. This is episode 116 of the Transferable Experience podcast. We back again. It's me. Who is me? I am him. And we got my brother Earlton. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling good. It's a Saturday, so.
Yeah, man. These days, just kind of got to get it in when you got to get it in.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that, how everything's been like kind of smushed together.
Yeah, man. I'm just getting in where I fit in. We low key was doing our usual pre-pod talk, but then we started doing the what's going on in your life talk, and I was like,
yeah,
you can hit the record. So back to you.
Yeah, back to me. Yeah, what was I saying? I haven't worked out, so typically, like, I'm good with working out. I probably work out like 5 days out of a week.
Mm-hmm.
But after the situation with my arm happened, I stopped working out, and that took like 2 weeks for it to like heal up to a point where I can like actually move my arm comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started back last week on Monday, which nobody was really at work, so I didn't have any meetings. So it was easy for me to go Monday and Tuesday because Tuesday I was off. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I just had a lot going on. Wednesday, I was like, I think I put in a group message. Yeah, I was like in a meeting from 10:30 to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's a lot of information. I mean, I had to stop for lunch, huh? Or no?
No.
Oh my gosh.
But I was in different meetings. So like, yeah.
Okay. I thought that was a single meeting. I was like, dang, nobody got hungry at no point.
Oh, no. No, I was in like 4 different meetings, and I only had like one little like 30-minute break. And so typically I have like from 11 o'clock to like 1:30 to like be able to do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to do that this time.
Dang.
And so I didn't go Wednesday. I didn't go Thursday. And I didn't even have a reason for not going Thursday. I just didn't go.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And then yesterday I was just like, well, I ain't go Thursday.
God, dog. Well, I'm about to say, yeah, the weekend's always harder to go unless you go during the day, because once it's evening, you're like, I'm on weekend time.
Exactly. So I'm gonna start back this next week, because I'm gonna actually get into like a routine this week, because that's really how that's how I get everything together. It's just being in a routine and just starting it out with that, and then I can like move it around. But yeah, man, this week, man, it went by really fast, just because Monday and Tuesday I didn't really have anything going on, and I was off. Oh man, I found out that my contract is gonna get extended.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
that's the best news I heard all week.
Oh man, same. But yeah, man, I got a job until September 2024, so I ain't got to worry about that. But I am working on negotiating my salary though, because they really got me messed up. Because I hadn't even like said anything about my contract being extended or anything just yet. I was asking about getting into like ADP, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you."
What?
And I was like, so it's not even a conversation. It's just you just telling me that it's done.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Well, I definitely want to talk about like my salary and how much money, I want to get from now on or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, well, I think that's a great, it's a great time to like have that conversation." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad I brought it up, because I'm thinking I have to wait until like closer to the date, because my year mark isn't until September, like September 19th or something like that."
Okay.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to wait until then. And then she said that, and I was like, well, can we like have a meeting to talk about this or something? Like, how does this work?
Yeah.
And so she was like, yeah, just bring some stuff, bring all the stuff that you've done, some feedback from like some of your colleagues, and so if you've done things that are like outside of your job description, bring that. Which I haven't done anything outside my job description, but I've done so much that it's more other than like the project management stuff, but that's still like within the realms kind of UX. But I still like the amount of work that I do is not like a junior level amount of work. It's like a mid to senior.
That's
exactly.
what you're going to tell them on that part.
Yeah. I'm going to just show them all of the projects that I've done up to this point.
I put together a mean little deck.
Presentation. Yeah, a deck. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm just going to point out like all of the projects that I've done, the stuff that they like threw me in whenever I first got there. And I'm gonna just get some like a lot of feedback from people because they talk to me about it.
I'm about to say I'll be blunt until I have like what I think my title should be based off my workload. Then I'm gonna say what the salary range is typically for that job.
Exactly.
And say I just want to be within range of what I'm actually doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm a.
Y'all got like a date set?
No, she just said we should bring it up around like. She told me like bring it back up in like August because it's the beginning of July, so it just makes sense. And I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, they give you some time too then to get it all together.
Exactly. So I'm gonna bring it back up around like mid-August, and then I'm gonna get all the feedback from everybody. I'm gonna get more money, but I'm gonna also ask for that title change because I asked my manager what my title is supposed to be because so. The title that I got hired for, right? I have that title like on my LinkedIn. On our like Microsoft Office, that whole like sphere of things, my name and my job title is different from what I got hired on for. But within the organization, like our org charts that show, where you at or whatever, who you under, that says something different than both of those.
Dang. Is the hierarchy right on it though?
The hierarchy is right.
Oh, just the title. So you got
it's just the title.
3 different.
Yeah. So I got hired on to be an IAUX web specialist. That's what it's called. On like Microsoft Teams and all of that good stuff, it says e-business specialist, marketing specialist, or something like that. It's like something like that. Yeah. And then on the org chart, it says user experience analyst.
Okay.
Right. That sounds good, right? That's I like that kind of better than the IAUX because that's just a long title for no reason, right? And it's too broad.
User experience analyst, that definitely be like, oh, okay, I know what that do. That's self-explanatory.
Exactly.
If you say UX, I'd be like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So I asked my manager, we were just talking, and I was like, hey, what's my title? Like, what is it supposed to be? Because I can tell you what I've seen so far. And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you don't know? Like, do you just mean like, I don't know what it should be or whatever? She was like, I never looked into it, but we have a meeting. I think she was on vacation this week, but our meeting's on Monday. She was like, I'll bring you something in. But she was like, why are you asking though? Like what? Like what's on your mind? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, because I don't know if I'm going to have a job here in a few weeks. So I need to know what to put on all my stuff.
Yeah, you're going to put ///.
Exactly.
I'm mad. I just did that to be safe. I'm this.
Well, I was just going to, on my resume, I was just going to put like user experience analyst or user experience like architect because they make a certain amount of money.
Okay.
And IA, the IA in my like job title is information architecture. So, just throw that together.
Architecture. That sounds fancy.
It does, doesn't it?
It got like a certain luxurious feel to it. Like, oh, okay. Like if somebody said that, I'd be like, I wouldn't ask any further questions, but I'm like, okay, salute.
Yeah,
it sound like you do something.
Yeah, it sounds good, but when you just say IAUX web specialist, everybody they
don't got the same allure to it.
Yeah, exactly. And so even putting that like on a resume or on my LinkedIn, it ain't. People don't know like what to do with that. Like recruiters don't know what to do with that. Hiring managers and stuff like that. They can kind of like infer what those things mean, but So
yeah, I'm about to say that stuff probably varies so much company to company that I'd probably really just be looking at the responsibilities,
exactly,
and tasks and stuff.
Yeah, but architecture is like like a focus. Like, you know how all jobs kind of got like that focus that you can like, or whenever it's like that broad, but you have that focus that you can focus in on and say, I do this within this realm.
Yeah.
That's what information architecture is. So it's like, I basically put information in buckets and tell you how to structure your site so that you can get the most bang for your buck. Basically, if you want somebody to like go to this page and buy this product, I'm going to show you how to lead the user there, basically. Yeah. And so if I can get that on paper through the company and just say information architect or like a user experience architect, that in itself is going to change a lot of stuff.
Nice.
And my salary.
Most importantly.
Yep.
Gotta give you your guts.
Please.
Man, this past week has been the busiest week I've ever had at my job. It's been crazy. And like, I don't mind having like quantity when I have a lot of work to do, like just a lot of like a big amount.
Yeah.
That's cool. That make the day go by fast. What was a lot for me to handle was 5 things being asked of me at once.
Yeah.
It'll be like what I'm supposed to be doing, but I got to help this. Then somebody else coming in with something. Then somebody else coming in with something. And my phone ringing because somebody want me to give them an answer to something. Yeah. It's like, I can't do multiple things at once. Like, it's literally impossible
to do 5 things and have them all be done.
And then what, just like, granted, you'll never know the full context unless you in somebody's shoes, but like, your simple task that you saying it to me in a simple way is not as simple as you making it. It's like, if only I had that to do, I'd get it done. But I got 5 other things. So don't like oversimplify.
Right.
It like, oh, well, it's only 3 accounts. Well, that's 3. I got 80 here.
Yeah.
Somebody just called me to go over to the other building. Yeah. Still getting a phone call. Somebody telling me that somebody upset with them. They need proof of why we did what we did.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, nah.
And it was just so much, man. And like, I've been working, going at 7:30, leaving at somewhere between 7:30. You know, heck, that Thursday I left at 7:45.
Yeah.
I think my only saving grace on how I just didn't completely like just break down was the fact that we had Tuesday off.
Yeah.
Because I said, keep in mind, I only worked 4 days, 5 days this week.
Yeah.
And said this was the busiest week I've ever had there.
Yeah.
With minus a day because I've been working 6 days a week. But it's coming to the end, man. The 20th is...
It's insane, the golden time.
It's so funny, though. Like, people literally, like... There's a few people that got the entire week off the week after that because they're like, I'm gone. Like, it's to that point, man. And then, like, one thing, which is kind of the topic I wanted to talk about today... One thing that's like making it harder this year is they used to keep us like, they like try to fatten us up so we won't think about the work as much. We used to have like in the employee little kitchen, we had like a freezer that just always had ice cream in it. Yeah. Like some days, bro, I ain't gonna lie, it'll be about, almost time for me to leave, but I'm more so done with my work, but I still got some time to make it an even time.
Yeah.
Go get me a little ice cream sandwich sometimes too. Sit there, eat my little ice cream. By the time I get through with that, it's time to go. We ain't been having it, man. And I'm not even like a snacker like that. Like when I'm hungry, I eat, or if I want something sweet, it's like post meal, like something for real. But I'm a terrible snacker. Did we talk about that before?
Yeah.
I was going to say I was a terrible snacker. Yeah. But yeah, man, I felt like all that being said, that kind of tied into what I was talking about workplace environment and like what you prefer and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause me, like I know some people like more of a family feel, extremely personable. Y'all know everything about each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know some people, they like literally hang out with their coworkers outside of work. Have become friends with them. Like they want to be like personable. They like them type of settings. And then some people, I don't want to know nothing. I just want to punch my time. I mean, we ain't gonna be awkward. We can talk right here, but that's it. Like
that's what I think. That's what you are. That's what it's given. Like you like to just come in, do your work.
Yeah.
just and be cool.
I like purposely, like if there's anything going on about work politics, I don't want to know. I like blatantly say I prefer not to know it. I don't like being involved in work politics.
Yeah,
like I don't want to know nothing that's going on unless it's like professionally going on. Hey, we're gonna get we have a meeting today, like that. Don't tell me somebody was upset with somebody and they had a meeting and I don't want, if anybody ever asks me an opinion about a person, they've been great to me.
Yeah, like
I've been in when they was like slandering a person, like, and I'm just minding my black owned business, and then they're like, Edward, how do you feel about it? And I'd be like, they've always been great to me.
Yeah,
and turn around, get back to my business.
Going. Yeah,
I don't want to be involved in none of that stuff, man.
Yeah, these days I'm more of like, I just want to like get do my part and just be to myself. Like I don't want to meet unless
I might say, do you like extremely collaborative stuff? Like I can't do this unless you do this, or you more so like it's a quote unquote team, but everything has been individually assigned, so you just got to worry about your part. Then the other parts come and they come together.
It's a mix of both, because some stuff that I do is just me. Mm-hmm. Like it's my task is been assigned to me basically.
Yeah.
But for the broader projects, like the bigger programs that go on for like months at a time, those like throughout the program, like I'm having to like set up meetings with like the content designer or like the graphic designer and say, hey.
Okay, but which would you rather?
Which would I rather?
Yeah.
I would rather. That's a great question.
Because when you had a background in sports, sometimes you used to like it being like a team effort.
Yeah.
But also too, sometimes it's a team effort and the effort ain't the same. You quickly spot it out, and it's like, somebody got to pick up that because it got to be done. So now you be like, well, dang, that was standing at a hole or just doing this. I was.
Yeah, you was putting in most of the work. So I would say that I actually like the collaboration more because my work is like more creative, and so it's easier for me to like. But even like on our team, like if I'm messing up, it's gonna show that I'm messing up, or if I'm not doing my part, it's gonna show that I'm not doing my part.
Yeah,
and vice versa, the same thing with everybody else. So it's like that really don't bother me. It's just more of like being able to like speak out loud and like have my thoughts out loud and be like have somebody to bounce it off of, just so I can
that makes sense more in a creative setting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's
you wouldn't want that to be just on a single person. And sometimes just saying stuff out loud to make stuff click for you.
Exactly. And for me, like I don't like to like do some work and then bring it to a meeting and this is everybody first time seeing it, and then they start asking a whole bunch of questions and I'm like, maybe if we was like all like doing this all at the same time, it would make more sense. Because like some people, they write all of the stuff, like the content designer, he's like the copywriter basically. He writes everything down on a Word doc and says, hey, this is like my outline. And then I have to take that and say, let me see how this works in a hierarchy, and like try to put it on a page. And so if I bring that to a meeting with like everybody, he's going to be like, well, why did you put that there? Or I felt like this should like go up to the top. And it's like, well, if we would have just had a meeting and like, you know what I'm saying, did that all together, this wouldn't have been that. It would have just been more of, hey guys, this is what we got so far. This is what we're looking for. Y'all have any questions? No? Okay, cool.
But so your stuff is way more, your line of work is just more so collaborative.
Right.
See, mine is not. I like the way mine is. Like, I got this. I'm in charge of this. Now, everybody got their own area, so it make up the whole. But I got my area. I got my like this is all me. This is all I got to do. It's not, and I like it that way because it's like if I got a question, you ask a question, but that's like I don't understand something, not hey, what do y'all think about if we do this? No, like that's on me. And I like it. It's solitary work. I enjoy it. It's not like I would never want to be in a work environment where it had a heavy public facing element to it, like where you got to talk to the public all the time.
That was me and
people.
Banking.
Yeah, because you just never know people. It's just, I don't know. That's a lot.
It's they energy rub off on you. Like it's really hard. Like that was the thing in banking why I wanted to get away so bad, because it was like everybody has like their own things going on outside of when you meet them or when you see them, but they bring that energy everywhere. And so like you have to be like this person. You have to like put your best foot forward basically at all times. But if you working, like say for instance, you working 6 days a week, there was a lot of times I worked 6 days a week, right? It wouldn't be like full day on Saturday, but 6 days. By Friday, I don't really want to smile at you and talk to you, or I don't have I understand in me. Yeah. It's more of I'm not trying to hear this, and this is kind of your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to suppress so much of yourself that it kind of like takes away from you, like as a person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in the beginning of life or in the beginning of like your workforce, I think it's important to like work on some like front customer facing stuff. Yeah, just to get your people skills up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But after a while, unless that's just your passion, it ain't for everybody, bro.
Yeah, that ain't for me. That remind me, that's one summer I had worked at the Murphy's gas station.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And the greatest lesson I learned from that is how to compartmentalize my emotions. Yeah. Because it used to be somebody that'll come and pee me off. And now I'm like carrying that. The next person come, pleasant person. Now I feel like a jerk. Yep. That's when I learned how to compartmentalize. Like, you pissed me off, but hey, how are you today? Yeah. Like, you still on my mind, but it's for you. She ain't do nothing to me. Yeah. That's how I used to. That was like the greatest thing I learned from that job. Yeah. Now, during our busy season, that's the only time I got to like deal with the outside public, and that's been the exhausting part too. Because the people I've been dealing with is like, I'm compartmentalizing, but y'all all getting on my nerves for individual reasons. And it's like, it's no tranquility nowhere, because every person that I got to work with, they not in my job, I'm like in the public. Yeah. Right, they like annoying me. Yeah. They're not rude, so I'm not getting, but it's like, if you're getting annoyed from, they all annoying in their own separate ways. It's not like they pleasant, they're cool, we can just chat. No, they all.
Yeah, but this is around a time where people getting them taxes back, and they kind of or like the stuff just going up.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but at the end of the day, and like the people I'm working with, they represent the property owner, so it's kind of like they own some like, well, you know, just they doing their job, because they almost gotta beat you down to see every penny, every dollar they can get, because that's gonna look better when they go and present it to the property owners. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, well. All right, well, you did all you could do, because they got to answer. Everybody answer to somebody, you know. So I get it, but at some point, it's like they be knowing stuff like, well, oh, this should be this, but I don't know what it is. Yeah. Hopefully they like be lazy and just don't pay attention and give me this. I really don't expect this, but if you're gonna give it to me, because that's how negotiations be starting off like that, where they be like going lower than what they know, right? And they not being serious, but they kind of like, well,
if you'll give it to me,
like, if you're not paying attention, and just because it be. So I don't know, man. It just is that, and honestly too, because it's not a, like I say, it's not a public interaction component to my job for the most part. So like, bro, I be tired of talking. Like, my mouth be dry. Like, I be like, bro, people just talk all day. Yeah. Like, I was on the phone for like 3 hours with one person, like straight, and I had ran out of water in about the first 45 minutes.
Nah, man. See,
and I was just like, bro, this like just physically, like, I'm not used to talking this much anymore. Because like I say, I'm 9 months out the year. I'm normally just in my office by myself, like
just chilling. Probably
I don't say anything. I'm just doing my little work, and so it's crazy. Like, that's what I say. My work environment, I don't really like I don't mind a element, but it can't be year round of like dealing with people publicly. Like, that's just
on a regular.
Yeah. It's because they do, like you say, they can rub off on you, and then too, it's like, if you, like I say, you compartmentalize them, but if everybody just on one that day, and it's like, And then especially too, the type of line of work you do, sometimes you might just do something where people not in a great mood, or you deal with people in their everyday state when they dealing with like that's what I say. Like the time I was working at the casino is like typically if people there, they there to like relax in their own form in their own form of way. They not really on some like like when I was at the gas station, that's when I dealt with people in their everyday life, and I was like, so when I did that, because it's like you got to get gas no matter what's going on. You got to go to the emergency room. Somebody got whatever.
I ain't got the money for 20 on pump, whatever.
Yeah, I ain't got enough to feel it. Like no matter what you doing, that's like just an everyday thing compared to that's why I was kind of grateful when I went to the casino. I was like, okay, so people are relatively in a good mood. Now it can be, of course, just got into something domestic. You might get annoyed, but typically, because it's more of a relaxation environment.
It's like a vacation type deal.
But see, that's why I understand my current line of work. Cause if I gotta see you, that means you ain't happy about something. So that's what I say. I don't expect you to be in a great mood. But like I say, the funny thing is I don't deal with rude people per se. So that'd be
it's just people that like they have a lot of questions. They feel some type of way about what it is.
Now, if you got to do walk-ins, then but I don't have to do walk-ins. Where like it's just people walking in there with it on their mind.
Oh my, I didn't know that they can do that.
Yeah, then you got to think it too. If somebody take the time out their day to come do that, people work during the day typically, and we only open during regular hours. So it's like no, they had to take time off. So now you are already throwing off their day. So they come there about something that they're not happy about. Add that.
Yeah,
I get it. That's how I be like. But I think my work environments, I definitely like more like intimate, small environments. And I'm definitely grateful for that because it's like, I'm going to be nice and say 10 of us.
In the building?
And no, in my little department.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then like, even that we kind of like spread out, but it's like not a lot. And I like more like small or intimate things because I've been a part of like big stuff where it was like almost like teams because it was too many people to have in one, and like even in that it was more than my entire thing that I'm in now. And I like granted sometimes you just work for companies, but so the company may be big itself, but like I like
the team
whatever or the little department. I mean, like when I worked for the little startup company, our entire department was 3 of us. It was me, coordinator, I'll say manager, supervisor, or manager, director. Yeah. And that was it. 3 men. And I was like, I love like being a part of like
environment.
Like that intimate, like I said, our department, we go have a meeting. We can go anywhere. It's 3 of us. We can go get something to eat. Really, like it don't. And then I just feel like when it's more like intimate environments like that, it allows for people to be a little bit more casual. Like it don't have to be
informal.
It don't have to be as 10 and 2, just extremely like I gotta make sure I say everything right because it's 20, 30, 40 people listening to me, and it's like not really. I don't like to get personal per se, but it's not impersonal either. Right. It's like you talking to me like a
person.
Yeah, like it's just on some regular stuff. Not
it's just more like informal. Like you don't have to suit and tie it. You can like really unbutton and just really talk to somebody like they're human and not like your boss. Yeah,
because too, and I get that too. If it's a lot of if you're the boss and it's about you got 30 or 100 people you speaking to, you got to speak a different way to command a different respect.
Definitely do.
Compared to if it's 3 of y'all, you can be like, hey, man, we need to do this and this and get this done. And, well, what did y'all eat today? You know what I'm saying? Like, a little bit more just casual and relaxed, man. So I prefer to be a part of like more intimate teams, I guess would say. Because I know the work environment can be whatever, but you can be in the smaller team where it's not like a lot of people.
I think I'm glad you brought up startup culture because that's what I like. I like that type of feel where it's like there's not a lot of people that you have to deal with, like as far as like on your team. And so you do have that kind of camaraderie where it's just like y'all can really talk however, just like, hey, I need this or this, just whatever it is, y'all can just talk about it or whatever. Because even on my team, like, I have 2 divisions that I'm like the lead for. That's another thing. I'm actually the lead, but we can talk about that later. But it's 2 divisions and they're global divisions, and so like that means that the USA and Canada has a division.
Yeah.
That's a division. And they have like the electronics and display materials. And then Europe has that. China has that. Japan has that. Africa has that. Latin America has that.
Ain't the world big.
The world is huge. And so for me, it's like, I don't know the people. Like, I know like the higher ups on those teams because they come to the meetings so that they can see what they're going to have to replicate. But and like kind of give their input for their area or whatever. But like, I don't talk to them like that.
This coming from a place of ignorance. So when it's like people that's like over all them divisions, I guess it's required that they speak English, or is it like somebody that translated, or how that?
Typically they speak English.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Typically they speak, well, they all speak English. It may be a little bit broken, but it's somebody that like understands English and they speak it. Yeah.
Dang, I didn't think about that. Like in other countries, because we expect everybody to acquiesce to us in America. That like sometimes that's what can prevent you from moving up if like you gotta communicate with like different branches people. And you can't understand them. Yeah, dang. Yeah, I ain't never think about that.
You know how like in America, like it's a thing to like be bilingual, and like for the most part, it's probably like Spanish. Like if you know Spanish, you can kind of like edge in. Yeah, that's how it is over there with English. It's like if you know English, you can really kind of like finesse your way in there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then in Europe, most people in Europe speak English, especially like the English countries, obviously. But like most people speak English over there. But like China and Japan, that's where it kind of get like murky. Yeah. And even then, like the culture is different over there. Yeah, the website structure is different. Like their best practices over there is different.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So our thing is, I literally just had a meeting last week talking about this because I had to do some like competitive analysis. So like, how their websites are run over there is like early 2000s, like links, headings, pictures. That's it. Like
and straight just to it, huh?
Straight to
that razzle dazzle.
Yeah, but they throw a lot of like information on there.
Oh my gosh, that seemed even worse.
It's horrible. So, and that's what I was like. I like didn't say it because obviously we got people from over there on the like team, but it's like that's how they're.
I just picture that being extremely wordy, and you really got to read.
Nah,
and it ain't like less is more than you. If you go on a website in America, they try to make stuff as concise as possible.
It's like eBay or Craigslist.
Oh my gosh,
that's what it's like. That's what I compare it to. It's like Craigslist. Like that's how everything is. It's just not good. The branding is horrible. It's really not good. But for us being an American company, we like kind of, I guess, have that one up. But in my mind, I'm kind of like, do we? Because if this is what they're used to and this is how their culture navigates their like web and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's their normal.
Right? And so it just some things like that, like I think about. But like back to your question, like startup culture, how my team is right now with the divisions that I'm over. Most of the people that I work with on my team, I work with on both divisions. So it's like, it's cool to have that, but the company is so big. I would like kind of rather like a company with like maybe like 100 people. Yeah. Because it's easier.
It's different.
It's
I guess I worked at the startup company I worked for. We only had 19 full-time employees.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had to write this down so I wouldn't forget. So would you rather be in an environment where you got to wear like khakis, button-ups, dang near a suit, but you necessarily don't have to wear the tie? Or would you rather be in an environment where they don't? It's relaxed. Like it's literally nothing you can wear. Just don't,
Yeah. I would rather not have like a formal dress code because then I can put it on if I want to put it on, and ain't nobody gonna really like say nothing. Yeah. But I don't want to have to wear like, I don't want to have to dress up every day. But I did that already.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you know what I like, to be honest with you? I like a job where it's a uniform.
Really?
I don't like to have to think about what I'm going to wear in the morning. Like, I don't want that to be another component of my day. I don't enjoy that.
Uniform, like they provide you with like a shirt.
It can go however deep you want it to go. I'm cool with it. Yeah. Now, I don't like when it's like ridiculous. It's like valet where you got to wear black shoes with black soles. Maybe like not that restricted, but if they had like polos and like, I guess you could get them in different colors, but you had to wear the polo and you had to wear like
dress pants and chinos or something like that.
Or even harder, like you had to wear like only blue. Like, I don't care. I just like something that is like not super intense, but I like having a uniform. Like, I don't know. It helped me separate. Like I say, I pretty much wear a uniform to work anyway. Like I'm either gonna wear khakis or I'm gonna wear blue pants, and I just wear polos.
Yeah. See,
and my only thing is don't wear the same one you wore already.
Yeah, nah. But like I said, I like came from that. Like when I worked at Chase, it was like a uniform. You had a Chase shirt. You can get like a Chase sweater, but you got to wear black pants and you got to wear black shoes, dress shoes, right?
That's what I wouldn't want to wear dress shoes per se if I didn't have to, but something like that is what I.
And I had to wear a tie every day. Yeah, I didn't like that. At first, I did because it was something different, and I was just like, it felt good to like throw a tie on. You know, I had that was back when I like was like really into wearing suits and stuff. Yeah, and then I got to like the other credit union, and it was like way more lax. It was like. You wear a polo. They like provided a lot of polos, so I got one for like every day of the week.
That's
right?
What I'm talking about.
But
just provide me something to wear. I'm cool with it.
But I like the autonomy. I like to like if I want to wear some jeans and some tennis shoes and a t-shirt, like let me do that.
Sometimes that would be clutch because it'll be on some like, well, I'm about to go somewhere. I got somewhere to go. Yeah. I got this, so let me just put on what I'm gonna wear.
Right.
But then too, like I said, some days I just be like, I gotta figure out what to wear. And like I said, once I like stumbled across some company clothes, I just wear that with my jeans and some tennis shoes. But granted, like I say, it was relaxed. You could wear whatever. Yeah. But I just wear the team stuff because I don't like having to think about. I just don't like having to think about that in the morning. Yeah,
I like. Well, for the most part, especially during the week, I don't really go nowhere after work. So it's like whatever I'm gonna wear to work is like what I'm wearing for the day. So if I like want to feel good and like dress up, I want to be able to do that. But if I don't want to do that, I want to be able to just come throw some jeans on. Now I'm not talking about like no ripped jeans. I ain't trying to come streetwear. Yeah. But like if I wanted like a t-shirt or a hoodie, like that's a big thing for me. Like let me throw a hoodie on and a hat and I'll be good. But I don't restrict me on what I can wear. I don't like that. But that goes back to like startup culture too, because it's
that's why I was asking. Because when you said that, I was like, oh well, startup culture is more just wear whatever, just don't, push it, but whatever. Right,
and don't like be disrespectful with stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, I ain't coming in some balling shorts or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And some open toe thong slippers. Like
I wouldn't pull up like that. But like I say, for sure, my uniform. Like I say. I have found some company polos, wore those blue jeans every day in my New Balance. Yeah,
that I did like the fact that, especially at the credit unions where like they had their t-shirt, like their branded stuff. Well, I would raid them marketing closets so much, boy.
That made life easy when you got just the brand company stuff to just throw on. Man. Now, see, that might say, I can be responsible for a bottom if I, they just get a shirt. Okay, that's easy. Yeah. That's actually probably my preferred situation where they ain't super strict on the bottoms, but like Apple, I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite thing about going to the Apple store to see how they interpret the Apple outfit, because essentially you don't have to wear anything but the Apple shirt, right? And then the rest of it's on you. Yeah, like some people take the route where they wear jeans and a cool kid t-shirt. I mean, some cool kid shoes. Some people do like more so like khakis, or some women they dress it up with like a dress, some pants. You can literally wear whatever. You just got to wear the shirt. Yeah, like some people be in there like they may have it to where you have to wear closed toe. I don't even think that, because I done seen some Apple employees really.
I'm about to say I don't think I've ever seen anybody with like slippers or something.
Yeah, I'm about to say that may be the line that you gotta just wear a closed toe shoe. But like I say, you
can wear tennis shoes though.
I'm about to say it ain't like a certain color pant, because sometimes they in blue jeans, sometimes some people in khaki, some be in black. Yeah. See, I don't know how I feel about the black with the navy. See, I would like
I'm
working
there. I'm not that person, bro.
I probably wouldn't do the black with the. I'd probably try it once to see how I like the aesthetic of it.
It would depend, because for me it depends on like what it is that you have on. Because you can do a suit. You can do a suit top that like, or
no, like I'm talking about with the blue. I mean, with the blue Apple shirt that you got to wear
with some black jeans.
I'd probably play with it once or twice. I mean, you got to go to work every day.
I've done it before.
I would say it wouldn't be the first, but preferred. No.
I've done it before.
I guess I play with it because, like I said, I be wearing jeans sometimes. I kind of just play with my bottoms.
Yeah, after the
balls maybe.
After the like pandemic shut everything down, and we was just sitting there, we could wear like jeans and t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I like a couple of times I had just some black jeans on with the blue Aikens high school t-shirt on.
It was navy.
Yep. Yeah, and I wore them with the house shoes and Kung Fu Kennies.
Because I was going to say I probably like kind of really just play with the contrast and have white shoes on with it if I was going to do black pants with it.
Yeah, it worked. I mean,
sometimes I guess black could go with it. I mean, black and navy ain't my favorite, but
there's not a lot of contrast there, and it's a thin line.
Yeah,
especially depending on what you got on.
I say if you wear, it could work in a lot of different ways. But yeah, man, it's interesting to see like what type of work environment people prefer. I know, like when I was unemployed, like I was being very particular with my prayers. I was like, I want to go somewhere and not have to dread being there. Like I don't ever want to be in an environment where it's like I got like a issue or something with somebody. Like we can have like neutral nothing, and that's fine. You know, like we'll say hey when we see each other, But beyond that, you know, like it's nothing either way. It's just like, we say hello, but I don't talk to them like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that at all. That's actually pretty cool with me. Just we just pleasantly greet each other, then go about our day.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, like, I want to see you like in a remote setting. Do you think you would like that?
I don't know. I will say that's the thing about me. Like, as I get older, I be needing somewhat of a social component. Not like with the outside, but like with the people I work
just
with.
Like in the office. Bit. Yeah.
Now, maybe if I already like had like a family and stuff, I probably would need that. But since I don't have that, that's kind of like most days the only time I interact with somebody normally is if I go to work. Because, I mean, I go to the gym and there's people there, but
you don't interact with the people there really. Yeah, it's not.
So that's something, like I say, sometimes that's like the only human interaction. Like, I don't need a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. You know, I don't need as much as most people, but a little bit. Yeah. Even if it's just some small talk or to say you talk to somebody. Like,
I think you would like it just because, like, for me, working remote is like I'm in a lot of meetings. But like the informal meetings where I'm like collaborating with people and stuff like that, that'd be like some good like social, you know what I'm saying? And everybody from like different parts of America dang there. So it's like,
I think the only thing that scared me with remote would be starting and like when I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So like that component, because I had to work from home before during the pandemic. We all had no choice, and like. How long I had to wait to ask, like to get a question answered compared to when I used to just walk and ask.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a job where it was kind of like once you get it, you ain't really beyond that. I wouldn't mind doing something like that from home. But like what I do now, I could do it for the most part, but still, like I ask questions so much, and like it's nothing like me. Like I can just literally walk, and then I got 3 options when I walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's like. I'm at home. I got an email and
we'll see
what they doing, so that can take a while. That'd be my only fear. Other than that, I love it, but it's just when it came to asking the question, that's where it kind of be like, man.
For me, like whenever I first started, like obviously my job or what I do is like kind of straight to the point, and you can like put me at any company and I'll be able to like do my job. It's more about like how the company does whatever and getting a feel for that. But like my team, I asked a lot of questions too, and it was all my questions got answered. Like, but we use like using Teams and stuff like that, where it's like you just like ping somebody and they get it instantly.
I'm not. Like, I ain't familiar with the Teams. I ain't never get to use that.
Y'all, y'all just use email, Outlook
to talk to each other?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, you like to like just communicate. Like, if you don't want to get up, even at the bank, bro, we was walking around and we still had like an instant chat.
Oh, people don't use it though. It's something like it's what's ever built into whatever's built into Gmail, because they got like a little thing where you can make like a little group. And it's like instant message within Gmail. That's what we use. So I don't know.
Yeah.
what that is, but we use that. But people don't use that like that. Maybe people
can get up. Obviously,
it's not like a walk either.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of like, somebody got to quit. Sometimes people use it, or like I say, sometimes an email. I guess it kind of just depends. I do instant message IT department when I got a question.
Yeah.
But they be on it. Most people, I don't think you get a response that quick, but they do.
I'm about to say for them, it's probably more they just trying to make sure everybody get what they need or whatever.
But I think I would like it though. I like that it would open my life up. Like I literally would have no restrictions on nothing. You can live wherever you want to.
It's great.
I mean,
that's the only reason. That's the only reason I've ever thought about moving back to the Houston area.
I'm about to say it's all your choice. Yeah. Like you can literally live wherever you want to. You just gotta, I guess, at that point, whatever cost of living you want.
Yeah, it's just man.
That's nice. Now that would be, I would love. It's definitely for me would be way more pros than cons. That's literally my only con. Well, like I said, if I got to ask a question, which I guess kind of fall in human interaction. Yeah. But heck, if you live where you want to live, you can do the work. I'm about to say, or you can set it up to where you have interactions outside of work all the time. You ain't we up here, we kind of just got each other. But I go live in Houston or heck, go back home. I'm gonna have.
That's really what I've thought about is going back home. I can't bring myself to do it, but I'll go Houston.
I think I don't know, man. I would be a nomad because it's you just got that versatility. So I ain't gonna lie. I would probably. If I got a job working from home, I probably would just go live back home just to save up money for a little bit.
Yeah.
And pay stuff. Just rent it up.
Yeah.
Till I can't, then it's where do you want to live? And it's no, where do you want to live?
Yeah.
You can go anywhere you want to go. That'd be awesome though. Like I say, it'd just be the beginning. I just have to kind of trip. Once I start walking, I'd be good. But just learning how to walk at the company because I'm going to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Especially if it's it's gonna be new because I worked from home for I don't know, a couple months. So it's getting used to that process and whatever I'm learning how to do. And that's crazy. How did you I guess when you meet people, they just be hey, y'all just do a conference call and be hey, I'm
yeah. Most of the time, I ain't gonna lie, camera's off.
That's wild to me too. That it's people you've been working with that you never
you never see their face. Yeah, you never see their face and you never met in person.
Some people
I've never seen.
Because a lot. Oh, they don't make y'all have y'all video on.
No, only if you want to. And I just started turning my I had to go buy a new camera because I just started turning my camera on because
somebody was he's black.
That's another conversation. But what's funny, bro? I was a side note. I've always been the only black dude at every job or not every job, but I've been the black dude at this branch or at this company. Same. Yeah. It's not as uncomfortable, but it's just funny because people know your name before they know you, but you know that they know your name because you that black dude.
Yeah.
But nah.
That's crazy. Oh, that's another place I guess you could ask about work environment. Because I've been in where I was literally the only person of color.
Yeah.
Now that's a little too intense for me.
Nah, MCT, the only.
When I was the only person of color, I was okay, this is a lot. That was at the startup company, ironically.
Oh yeah.
So they met the quota, man. I was the only person of color.
Yeah.
I was the only little speck.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been there. I working at the credit union in Orange. That's it's already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just Orange, Bridge City, and Nederland.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went to a company outing. I think it was it might have been a Christmas party or something.
Yeah.
Man, I walked in there and everybody turned their neck.
Hello.
I'm looking around and the women that I work with at the branch, they see me and they, oh, hey, Harlton, da, 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 da. And I'm looking around and everybody's oh, hey,
I work here.
You're Earlton, right? And I'm yeah. But I know that y'all only know that because I'm the only black dude. I'm the only person of color, period.
Yeah.
White or black. Yeah. And I was just like, man, it didn't make me as uncomfortable as I thought it would.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just like in the back of my mind, I was like,
sometimes though, I'd be just listening to conversations and I'd be like, dang, I don't have another person that I can just look at and be like,
literally,
yeah, like that.
Literally.
It'd be just normal. And you just be like,
yeah.
All right then. Well.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I lie. One of the women that I work with, we was around the same age, and I found out that her dad was black and from Coons, but she didn't grow up.
Okay. So I still didn't have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And she still looked like you couldn't tell.
Like white passing.
Right. Yeah. And we talked about it a lot. She was cool, but I forgot all about that. Yeah. So I lied. I wasn't.
I've been in ones where I was the only person of color. I've been in the one where it was literally just, it was persons of color, but only me and the manager was African American. Mm. And now I'm in an environment where it's no African Americans outside of me, but it's one person of color that just got hired. Because before that, it was the diversity.
Yeah.
I covered all the diversity myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like you say, I'm kind of used to being in them environments, strangely enough, because I just been in them. So is it preferred? No, but
if I'm there,
if anything, I would like a mix. If anything, like a mix of it's people of color, but it's also like people of my color, but also that, and it's I like a mix. I never wanted to be just one monolithic because that's prevent that. I don't have a preference because like the credit union in Austin, it was a whole lot of browns, a whole lot of blacks, a whole lot of whites. Like it was that mix at every single branch. But like it didn't really like change me or like how I felt about the job, right? Because no matter like what color people are, bro, you got your every personality that's in every race is like personality, just personality.
Exactly.
So you can get the same whatever the race person race.
Like
is.
I had a hole manager at one. The next branch I went to, she was as well. Like, and one of them was white, one of them was Mexican. Like, so it didn't really like it didn't change.
And then too, especially like at the end of the day, we all here to just do a job. So it's like
exactly
the job got to get done. It don't really matter who look like what.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess that's the great unifier. Everybody got to work because sometimes even at work you can be cool with somebody, but then y'all don't even get deep because that might change the way you feel. But we got this in common, and we do this, and we talk about this.
We work friends for sure.
Yeah,
like we friends at work.
That. Yeah, I don't. And I was going to ask you that. Do you make work friends and
I did before.
And be outside and hang out with them outside of work?
I did before whenever I was in Austin, but that was like my end to like Austin.
Oh yeah, you just moved there.
I had just moved there,
and people there was your age too.
Exactly. So it was like it was cool, but after a while, I like stopped doing that because it started getting like weird. Yeah, not weird, but it was just like I don't like to talk about things inside of work that happens outside of work.
And vice versa too.
Right, exactly.
I like to keep work at work. Don't be talking to me at 9:00 at a bar talking about what we did for work.
Exactly. Like, or what we got to do tomorrow or what the manager said to you.
I always had that fear, like, what if like I be out and then I have too much fun and I can't go in the next day and I call in sick, but they be like, I know,
but
I know why they certainly were sick. I never want that to like. I was like, I like a hard line. I don't like to like me getting personal. Really, is just me telling you something about me, but nobody else in my life.
Yeah,
like I might tell you some. I used to just straight up say when people ask me what did I do oh nothing, man, just took it easy. That was my response to everybody.
My favorite response is, I don't even remember, man. It just went by so fast.
I used to tell that to everybody because it used to drive. It's funny. It always drives somebody crazy that I don't get personable at my job. They be like, I don't know anything about you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to.
I used to get personable at work, but like I would only say like there would be like a ceiling of what I would tell people. But I would be like, whatever you want to ask me, you can ask me. Like, and I would, if I didn't want to answer it, I wouldn't answer it. Yeah. But for the most part, it was just like, I'll tell them like, I got this many siblings, and this is where I came up at. This is like what I did in school, like just stuff like that, to where like they feel like they know you a little bit, but they really don't. Yeah. But it makes them feel comfortable to like know something about you because
I psychology. I give people the resume facts. Like, I'm from Orange, Texas.
Yeah. Small town.
I might tell them that I got siblings if they ask me.
Yeah. I always tell them about the siblings because I got so many.
Or I tell them where I went to school. Like I give them resume facts and stuff. And sometimes that'd be enough for people that make them. But like I say, there's always that one person that's really the people person. Like they just become being like, you're a tough egg to crack, man. I can't figure you out or what.
Yeah, those are the ones that like they just want to know everything about everybody.
Yeah, them the ones that get like really personal.
And then like some of them be like really messy,
but yeah. And then sometimes you got to worry about that angle, like why you want to know this,
right? Exactly.
You plotting on me,
exactly.
Is this for leverage later on?
Exactly.
You trying to figure out my weaknesses,
or you want to throw something out in a meeting or something just to see?
And I don't see that. I got all them like working fears. That's why I just keep it cool and professional. Even like. The funniest thing, even my work friend, like my work besties or like whatever, my work friends, they be my work friends, but we seriously only talk about work. Yeah. Like I might tell them if I got something to do, but it won't ever be in detail. I could tell my work friend, yeah, man, we're going to San Antonio this weekend, or I got a wedding to go to. Like very like.
High level,
He ain't gonna know names. He ain't gonna know details. It's just gonna be very vague. Or I'm about, I'm not doing anything. Like, but like I said, but normally 99.9% of our conversation, and that's the person I talk to the most at my job, and 99.9% of our conversations are work related.
Yeah, and see, that's
just tell people what we got to do today. How we kind of be candid a little bit about how we feel about it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I'm a big like. Talk about how you feel about the work type of person. Like even when I was like a supervisor, it was like if you don't like it, just say that you don't like it. Like be respectful, obviously, but it's okay to like feel like, man, this is it ain't no point in doing this because from that you can like you can kind of come up with a better situation. You know what I'm saying?
But because I say and that's important too, like in that regard, because sometimes too it's like conceptually. It sounds like a great idea, but then once it trickled down to the people that actually got to execute it, them the ones that really got like the real experience with you to say, well, this worked. Yeah. This wasn't a great idea. I know conceptually, but when you actually doing this, that don't work.
Yeah.
So I like environments like where you can be like candid like that instead of just like, I said do it that way.
Yeah. And that's how like, I will say that's how this company does.
I think what's that called? Like a collaborative something.
A collaborative. I
think this is different. I think it's different leadership styles. That's called collaborative. When you let people talk to you like that, even though you're a big dog, to get like feedback and
typically stuff. Like I used to be like super into like self-help books and like leadership books and stuff like that, and so I read a lot of them, and like that's what a leader that is the line between the leader and the boss is like how you lead the team. You lead the team by like going to people who like are actually doing the work or actually know what they're talking about, and you get information from them and say, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, because
you're the one who like is talking to all of these members and stuff like that. What are they saying? Do you think that this will work? No. Okay, well, come in. Let's talk about it, brainstorm it with the broader team. We'll have like the technical people there, but we need your your expertise. We're not just about to say just implement this and then that's it. That's like what a leader is supposed to be technically. That's and the boss is just like, no, get this done because I said get this done, and that's it.
Because sometimes I've been in environments where like they'll like it'd be like a lot of people, so everybody just too many working parts. So they'll like send something asking for feedback.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes they let you send it anonymously, and that's when people really gonna give it up.
Yeah.
But sometimes they got your work email or an email attached to your name, and you be like, it was out. Because sometimes people like they don't want to be too critical because they don't want to like
make it awkward
work or rock the boat too much, and now you feel like you may have a because because you
you
too
said
honest
something.
or like
Yeah.
Like I say, like when they do anonymous, I don't typically have much to say. And like I say, my little team is extremely collaborative, so I never have to go on the grander scale. But like I said, I've seen like people like, well, I just typed, it was fine, you know.
Yeah.
It's busy as always, but business as usual. Yeah. So I seen some like
long. They had some.
I was like, yeah, them anonymous ones, boy, people get their eat off.
Yeah. The funny thing, like on my team, like it's a big company, but I do like the fact that it's kind of informal. That can get messy a lot of the times, and it got messy in a few meetings before because of like the layoffs and stuff. There's teams that are like coming together, people having to like change. And so there's a different way that we're like taking in requests from people on a digital team. Yeah. And so the higher ups came up with like a way for people to like put in their requests and for us to like divvy it out basically. And that first meeting when we were talking about it, bruh, I thought they were about to fight for real. And we on a call, bro, and like
it was just wasn't happy, huh?
Man, and this is the call where people started like putting their cameras on. But I knew somebody was about to give it up when they turned their camera off while somebody talking, and then they like raised their hand. But like, yeah, it got to a point where I was just like, bro, are we still talking about the same subject?
Sound deeper than rap, huh?
Exactly, bro. But you know, it'd be those meetings where it's like, it seems like no one takes it personal because we'll come at the next meeting and they'll be like, well, we heard what you guys said. And, you know, maybe we can try this. What do you guys think about that? And so like from that first meeting until now, because we meet about it every week. So from the first meeting until now, it's like, it then kind of like cooled down. Like people are more open and optimistic about the situation. But like my manager came to me like right after we had a meeting right after that one. And she was like, how did you think that went? And I was like, I think it was great.
See, I'm going to always play crazy when it comes to stuff like that. Oh, no. It seems like a normal meeting to me.
And she was like, really? You thought it was great? I thought, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, well, you know, for me, I'm an optimist. So if people are talking about it, then, you know, it can go somewhere and it gets perfected. You know what I'm saying? And we iterate on it. And that's good. And that's what we need. When people are being quiet, things go wrong. So, and she was like, oh, okay. That's a great way of looking at it. Yeah. But in my mind, I was like, nah, she went off on you. And I heard it. But yeah, it's a lot of like passive aggressive stuff. Like, it's just little stuff like that, but everybody been like working with each other for a long time. Like I'm probably the newest. Well, no, we just hired somebody on. So like, but like one of the newest people
been there for a few years.
Yeah, and so they've went through a lot of changes.
You build a different level of comfort too. Where you know sometimes you'll let somebody else talk to you like that, but you can't. You know,
exactly. And it's been plenty of times where like I had to realize that a lot of those people like they don't mean no harm by it. This is just how they talk. But for me, you're not about to just talk to me any type of way. So I have to like. It's been times where like I've been like talking and like somebody like cut me off and ask a question or kind of get aggressive with like how they like addressing what I'm saying. And so then I have to like go from, oh yeah, like everything's great to, okay, no, that's not correct. What I'm saying is X, Y, Z. And this is why it is. And honestly, this is the only way that it's going to be. And then it kind of gets quiet. And then I'm like, all right, were there any other questions? Like, because like, you know, like I said, they've been there for so long, they get comfortable doing that. So you kind of gotta, you gotta like let it be known that you ain't the one to play with. Like that.
Teach people how to communicate with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, everybody got like a different communication style, and what may work to talk to one person that way may not work with the next person. Yeah. So I guess I think that's just part of the. It's part of dynamic and acclimating and all that good stuff, man. But yeah, I think it's important. Like I said, definitely when you get older, and is you get more into your career field and you're not just bouncing around as much. I think that's like important to think about, like what work environment best serves you to where it's like you're not dread going there. Because like I say, it may not even be necessarily like a bad work environment, but if it's not the type of work environment that you flourish in, then it may not be for you. Because I remember, like I say, my job is very isolated. So everybody in my department pretty much introverts, but some can got a switch, but everybody is pretty much to themselves. Yeah. And that's what I like too. Yeah. Because we talk, nobody is socially awkward, but we not also like my old job, first hour is just conversation hour, no work getting done. And I just be in there. I was like, I don't want to talk. That's not me. Here is like everybody doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. Our social time, somebody might talk for about 5 minutes. We don't have group discuss, like just casual talks. That's very rare, like once every few weeks, maybe a month. Yeah. Where it's like a group of people just chatting casually.
Yeah. It's funny because it do kind of change with salary range too. Because like the ones who if you making some good money, it's more like I'm about to go in here and get this job done. I don't really need to talk to everybody. But if it's like a little bit lower, or like on that like below average, you talk more because it's like I can go somewhere else and get this same money kind of. So it's like,
see, I was thinking the opposite. Well, at least in my environment, it's funny. It's the higher ups that socialize way more,
really,
compared to everybody else. We be working most, but they the type that'll go in there. I mean, they'll be like it'll be work related, but they the ones that's just chatting all the time, like. My higher ups, them the ones that just come and talk. Yeah. But they know we busy, so they don't bother us. They bother the higher ups on our side and talk to them because I don't got time to just talk. Like I'm doing something. But that's why I say I feel like figuring out what work environment suits you best. Because like I said, we had somebody on my team that was just like kind of like a support staff member, but she was extremely social and extroverted. Mm-hmm. And they gave her an office like in a corner. And it killed her. She used to be like on the corner, like she didn't have an office. It was just like a desk on the corner. Yeah. So and it was by a break room, so you literally had to pass her to go get water, food, whatever you want, vending machines. Yeah. And she loved that. But when they put her in the back corner,
it was a wrap.
And like I say, nothing changed. Like it wasn't a negative environment. But like I say, you got to realize in a work environment what's important for you. Some people may need a heavier social component where they want to be able to talk to people. Like maybe doing just a job where you just do your job at home and you just type, just put in what you got to put in. That would drive somebody crazy. Like some people need a big social component. So I feel like when you get older into your career, you got to really figure out like what work environment you prefer, and then like ask questions about the work environment. Like when you there, like, hey, what's the company culture? Like some is like,
that's a big thing.
Oh yeah, we're very together. We do outings at least once a week, and we do this because like when I was at the startup company, bro, we went out at least once a week, like post work, but not like, oh, we about to go home, then link up. It was like, okay, work over, we about to go down to the bar down the street, or we about to go here. Or like sometimes it'd be during the day. The day would be a staff development day, and we'd just go to the adult arcade or something. And we did that like once a week though. Yeah, and it was a very much so like we spend like that type of stuff. And some people they don't want none of that. I just want to come do my job and go home. I got my own life outside. This don't got to be more than just work for me. So some people like it more where it's like a personal thing. We actually hang out because I know some like coworkers that like kick it. Like, they go out as groups together and like just be doing stuff and like and have formed friends, like big actual friends with their coworkers to that point. Yeah, I've never done that though.
That's how it was at the credit union. It was more of like a family type of deal where like at first I was going out with the team, like we would go get drinks and stuff like that. But then after a while, I was like, I'm not doing that because then the manager will be late the next day. Everybody there on time but her. And so we got the branch open. We doing all of this. There's people asking for her. She got meetings and stuff, and she don't come in till like 10 o'clock. And everybody like, bruh. Like, we had the same amount of drinks. We did the same thing last night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but now you her boss, so she your boss, so you can't say nothing. But y'all, and see that line get the blur, and that's weird. But see, I'm like on the strict on the other side of the spectrum because it's very government work. So like, it's just so much you can't do. Like,
right.
You know, some people, I know people, they ask me like, hey, your company had a Christmas party. I was like, I don't work in corporate, bro. We don't do that. We can't even do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People gonna wonder where that money coming from. We do that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't have Christmas parties. I know people do like that. They do that at their job, or some have like galas and.
Oh yeah, they got that at my job. Like the headquarters is in Minneapolis, and so I can go out there at any time and just go on campus if I wanted to. But I'm waiting for them to extend the invitation with the tickets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I ain't paying for myself to come now, but you say, hey, you think you can come in this week? I'm like, yeah.
But apparently they used to do that a lot. They used to like fly everyone out like once a week. Like if you didn't work in Minneapolis, they would like fly people out so you can like come have a meeting, see everybody.
That'd be a
now it's like, bro,
you be a real businessman,
bro. That's really what I want.
Airport with your suitcase. Like, dang, where he going? I'm like, he gonna be there long, huh?
Bro. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go fly in for the day. I'll be back, though.
Bro. That was like ideal from like coming up. That's how I knew. Remember, I think we talked about that on the podcast before, where it was like, where did you like see your life being? Yeah. I didn't see what I was gonna be doing, but I definitely seen myself taking business trips.
Have to find somewhere on business.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone. I'm probably gonna be in New York for a few days, man, on some business stuff. But I'll be back. You know, we can link up. Yeah, man.
That's why they probably just realized, wait, we can save so much money if we just
let them stay at home.
They can just do this online now. Technology.
Exactly.
Because I get that back in the day where we didn't really have like the video component, so people needed to. Or like to even share documents was harder, but now it's so much technology with clouds and stuff that it ain't the task it used to be where you dang near needed to bring somebody in.
Exactly.
Heck, you can even give a presentation virtually, so it's really like
me.
Because I remember just seeing stuff. I was like, yeah, man, I came in, I got a big presentation to show the corporate. Because you have to be like physically like
there, like and
now
show
just,
papers.
Yeah, and like, now it's like everybody digitally just got up on the laptop in their office watching you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because people be like, people that still live in Minneapolis and around that area, like they still go into the office and stuff. And so sometimes it'll be like 5 people in like the actual physical office together, and they'll be like on one call with us. And you'll see everybody just sitting at the table looking up or whatever. And I've like did presentations like that before.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, bro, this is.
Yeah, I'll still do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But I do. I'm waiting on them to say something. Like, because I know that they be having, like I said, they be having like little stuff, like activities and stuff on campus and things like that. So I'm just waiting on them to be like, yeah, man, we'll fly you out, man. Even if they say like I gotta like do my own like hotel and stuff, I'll do that if they pay for the flight there and back.
Oh, okay. They meet you some way.
Yeah, like meet me halfway, or either or. Like you got the living. I mean the place to stay.
We'll cover your room and board, but you got to get here.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
At least once, just to see it. Okay.
And just walk around. Like it's people on my team that I talk to every day, man. That I don't know.
Okay, nice to meet you in person.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that nice to meet you in person.
Yeah. Oh, you're taller than I thought. Yeah, like it's just that type of stuff. But yeah, maybe when I get on at that startup, man, I'll be able to fly all over the place.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see, man.
Maybe. But yeah, like I was saying, that's work environment, especially like in your older age. That's something you really gotta consider. Because honestly, I feel like that's probably what lead to a lot of people job dissatisfaction too. Like you're not in a work environment that's best for you. Yeah. And you know, sometimes too, like I say, life be life, and you just gotta take what you can get. But you know, when you get to a certain point, that's something you consider as well. You know, you don't just think, oh, what they pay, I'll bet. Say less. Heck, nah.
Yeah.
What this like? Because
that's
some stuff I don't want to deal with, or I need more money to deal with.
Like a toxic culture is like a big thing to talk about right now. Like I asked about the culture whenever I was in my like second interview. Like what's the culture like? Like what's the team like? How is it? You know, I'm coming on new. How is it working with like junior people? You know what I'm saying? What's the career development like? Stuff like that. Like
I would always ask, is this more of a collaborative team environment, or you just assign your own thing? Because I would rather just be assigned my own thing.
Yeah.
That way I don't never have to be accountable for anybody else.
Yeah.
They don't do their part. They don't do their part. Mine nice, turned in already.
Yeah.
Completed.
I definitely like having my own part and only being accountable for my part.
Yeah.
And being able to say like, if something ain't there, the person that was supposed to do that, they got to speak up and be like, give me like 2-3 more days. I'll send everybody an email or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I know, and this is another thing, like with working from home, is like I found that I like to be able to work whenever I like feel the most productive.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So like at first I was trying to do like the whole 8 to 5 thing. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, now I'm like, I might, if I have a lot of meetings that day, I might do like the 9 to 3 and then come back and have some working time at like 7.
Yeah.
So I'm like on that now, and like I just started doing that, and I'm coming up on a year. So that's something that like works for
I'm
me.
gonna say
sure.
because some people got different productive times. Like me, I'm a morning person. Like the earlier I can start, the better. And I know because we used to have it where we could come in an hour early. Now it's just 30 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then there's some people where they not going to come in early, but they willing to stay until wee hours of the night. And I'm not that person because after a certain time, like my brain and structure still set up like on the traditional school schedule. So like 6, it used to be about 5:30, 6. Now it's I done got it to 7 after years. But like after that, my brain shut off. And that's like me. If I'm staying till 7, you can ask me a basic question like math, and I can't critically think. Right, I just be honest. Like I'm not the person that's gonna be working till 9, 10. But shoot, if you tell me I can start anytime in the morning, I might be on there about 4:35. Especially if I wake, because I be waking up just randomly early.
Anyway.
Especially if I'm from home. Well, and I got to just get a requirement. Well, I'm up at 4:30. I'm going ahead and start my day then. But I'm definitely more productive in the morning.
I'm an early riser. I just don't. I'm more of like I can get into like social stuff early. So like having my meetings early, I can do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but you don't want to like just.
I don't want to hop in.
See, I'm the opposite. I would rather do work and then like have my social stuff as late as possible.
Nah, whenever it comes around to like being late, that's when like my creative juices start flowing. So if I gotta like be like creative, it's better for me to do it at night. Turn off the lights, have some music going, and just dive in.
Like I said, I'm still on like that traditional schedule. Night, I'm chilling. I don't work. I can't even fathom doing work at night at home. Heck, 9, 10.
I love it, man.
I'm more of a morning. But like I say, man, I think work environments is definitely something important to consider if you're able to. Like I say, because that is a privilege that you got to acknowledge. Everybody can't choose their work environment sometimes.
That's true.
Like I said, I just know when I was unemployed, my employment prayer included the type of work environment I wanted. Like I don't want to dread going to work. I want to be in a healthy environment. Like, I don't want it to be everybody got a problem and you dealing with attitudes like just amongst your coworkers. Like, I want to work a place where people put like generally in a pleasant mood. And also what I learned too, if people get paid pretty good, most people gonna be in a high mood.
Yeah, they're gonna be cool. They're gonna be chilling
because your life stuff ain't financial related. Well, unless you just but typically your issues ain't gonna be financial related. So you just gonna be. I learned that too when I went to SMU. Like, your mood just different when you get. Granted, you got champagne problems and problems relative, and first world problems, what they call them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, I had said that one time on the podcast. I was like, bro, I had got to a point in my life where I was like, bro, I have inconveniences. Like, it's such stuff so small. I feel like if somebody venting to me, I feel foolish saying, because it's like, my problems ain't like real, like deep. Like, man, I don't know. Mine is like, oh well, I don't know. So that plays a part into work environment too. If people feel like they compensated fairly. Like,
nah, you make sure that you, especially now, because I just got into that. Like, we gonna end it here soon, but like I just got into that where I'm like, nah, you negotiate your salary. Like, don't just take what they say. They got more money, trust me. So negotiate, go high. They probably gonna meet you in the middle, and that's probably what you was gonna take anyway. But always negotiate.
We always joke about that and say, well, I'm gonna ask for this, but what they don't know, I take that.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I'm gonna still ask for that though.
Yeah.
And fight for it too. But.
Yeah. Just go. Don't go stupid high. Like know the average, but like go high and just fight with them. But
that's like when Kanye West said, "Aim for the stars. So if you fall, you land on a cloud."
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
you might land on the moon.
Yeah. But it's been episode 116 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Like always, remember to do all the things on all the things, and we'll talk to y'all next week.
Yeah.